everybody. Welcome back once again. It's Wednesday. I'm on the campus of Riverdale. We're in Game 3, Week 3, and we're in the region play. One of the biggest games on the card, one of the biggest games of the season. We'll be right here Friday night at 7 o'clock as the Blackman Blaze will be here. I'm with the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors, head coach Will Kriesky. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good.
Well, you split two, what I guess I call let's get ready to play games. Lost one to Coach Shad Owens and them. Then you came in here, got Father Ryan last Friday night, able to get a win. Talk about Father Ryan.
Father Ryan's a very good football program. Zach Mendenberger's first year head coach, and he's doing some good things there. They're 1-1 also. The quarterback's very athletic. The quarterback was able to move around the pocket, make some really good plays. Our defense played really well. But what I was pleased with, and we stressed last week on the show, was uncharacteristic penalties at bad times. So we went from 12 penalties to 4.
Oh, well, that's, a huge improvement. I mean, when you take 8 away from the 12 and keep it down, because let's face it, Riverdale is an aggressive, feisty football club.
Yeah, and that's our personality, but we have to control our emotions.
Definitely, because it could cost you a loss.
Yes, and so that's going to be feisty on Friday. So we have
I'm going to have to control those emotions Friday.
Yeah, so it was a good test for us, and we're going to be able to control them and be able to play Riverdale football. Fast, physical, but be smart. You cannot make dumb mistakes. You make dumb mistakes. I think, we were talking earlier, I think that was my brother being the head coach. I think this is the best team he's ever had as a head coach.
Very good point. And guess what? He's got a great quarterback, and all those kids on the roster played last year on the field.
Yes.
So you've got an experienced Blaze crew coming out to play you in the Riverdale Warriors.
Coach Kriesky and I talked, in the offseason. We said, they're probably the best team in our region right now. And just because, like you said, all the experience they have in the bag, the quarterback they have. I mean, that quarterback Xavier is unbelievable. He's an athlete. We had a difficult time tackling him last year when he was at Rockville. He runs around good. He commands the offense. He gets respect of his teammates. So we got to fly around and be physical. We got to hit him. If you don't keep him contained, he's running for 60 for a touchdown.
What scares you about that ball club is they've got runway.
Yeah.
They've got runway. And what I mean is they can get better between now and week 10. And by the time, if they can stay healthy by week 10, they're going to be a lot to handle, Coach.
Yeah,
they're going to be a lot to handle by week 10.
And he's got a really good defense that flies around too. That defense flies around. He's got. They always got good linebackers, and their secondary's experienced. And they got good kids in the secondary that do it. They can run. So we got. I think they're a better Knox Catholic team. So our work is cut out for us. And again, we can't make the dumb mistakes. We can't drop footballs.
Good analogy that they're a little bit, and I'm not saying they're better than Knox Catholic, but some of the same characteristics that they're going to do. Yep, they got more depth. They're going to try to burn you. They got some playmakers, so they got some goons over there. So they're going to try to beat you with their goons.
Yeah, and they do a really good job with the special teams. They've already blocked 2 punts this year. So we got to do a good job with that on special teams, and we have to, you got to play almost perfect when you're playing them. That's just what it is. They're fired up. They're ready to go. They know what's on the line. Our kids have got to be fired up, ready to go. It's a game that you love coaching in. It's just one of those games that you love being a part of. But you got to make sure your kids are ready to go.
I haven't gotten the game capsule or the game packet from David Limbaugh yet, and I do want to compliment Riverdale High School's got a sweet game packet. Green Hill has Josh Crouch does an awesome job with his. If you remember when you played Green Hill, you got the stats of all the players. It was a booklet. It was a Bible you got from Josh Crouch. You all are moving towards that with your game day, and all that, and whether it's broadcasting or whatever we do or whatever, it's a lot of work. I'm helping some of the kids with some training, trying to get them up to speed as some of the high schools are going to start carrying their own games, and you're doing interviews internally with your crew. It's a lot of work that goes into it besides just the games.
It is. It's a whole lot of work, and they all do a good job. Mr. Limbaugh and his crew, Chris Martin, the AV class, they do a phenomenal job of what they do and provide that information for our fans and just everybody. And it's really good. It's top-notch, first class.
Well, and you need it. I mean, you need the stats kept, and that was the first thing. I'm leaving the stadium Friday night. Kriesky hit me with a text, said, "Stats, please." And I said, I lost my stats guy. The Fox that rocks is now writing articles. He was at the Maryville West game, so he's decided to get back in the newspaper. And so, I lost my stats guy, but that's one of the pieces. We're a 4-man broadcast now, I was explaining to some of the other ones, having the stats is so important. I don't have a stats guy that, but it's somebody that wants to be there every Friday night. And, here you are on a Friday night for Labor Day. Other kids, other groups, they want to go do other things. You got to be really dedicated and love the sport, the game of football, to be a part of it through the entire season.
Yeah, it is. And it's a lot of time. And these guys get paid for what they do, and we appreciate all that they do and to providing that for us, because it's huge, not only for our program, but for our kids, to be able to put that out there for the kids. And now I don't have to tie a coach up on the weekends, doing the staff. Now, Coach Paris, Nate Paris, on my staff does go back and goes through all our staffs to make sure everything's top notch. But he's always done that since I've been here, since he's been here with A-Line.
Well, and it proves when you work hard and everything. We worked really hard last Friday night on a broadcast that was out of town. We took the Rutherford County brand, and we wanted to make sure that people understood that we love our football here in Rutherford County, and that Oakland was what the team. Of course, we went up to Kentucky, but it came away with a win. But we wanted them to know that Friday nights are very special here in this county, and that a lot of people, like you said, and there's going to be 3 wonderful games. There's no reason why anybody that loves the game shouldn't be at a high school stadium somewhere in Rutherford County Friday night.
That's right. It's going to be like we talked about earlier. There's all good games in the county this week.
Oh, really? Gosh, yeah, man. You got 2 going on down in Smyrna, Laverne. Yeah. Rockdale's going down there. Kevin's going down there, and then your big game here, the Backyard Brawl, and brothers coming over. You can't get it any juicier. Both of you need this one.
Yeah, we both do. It's a big game, huge play. It's going to matter at region play. And so it's huge. So, again, we got to be prepared and ready to go.
Well, the biggest thing is, no matter what, you got to come out healthy. You got to come out healthy. That's and you got to play smart ball. You don't want to lose anybody Friday night.
No, you don't. We already lost to Brian Shelburne, towards ACL week 1. So, that's a tough, to get over. But kid, he's worked hard, done everything we've asked him to do. Great leader. And just losing somebody like that's really tough, especially somebody that's all the way bought in. But, guys have stepped up on the O-line. He's still out at practice leading them and being that voice, and that's what we need from guys like that.
Coach, anything you want to say to the faculty, staff, and administration as you head into Game 3, Week 3, right here at Riverdale, and you've had all 3 games here at home, and a lot of work goes into Friday night.
Yeah, a lot of work. Our administration's done an excellent job. They've been really busy for the last 2 months. One with the grand opening of our new addition to the school,
$60 million addition,
which is unbelievable. Dealing with installing the metal detectors and things like that. Just different things that's going on. That requires a lot of planning. And then 3 straight.
And it's WHIP. It's work in progress. I said that Friday night on the broadcast that Dr. Sullivan has got this. The mobile weapons detection thing, and they're going to be at all stadiums, and the students are using them as they go through every morning, and then they're using them for the events, aren't they, for the patrons?
Yeah, they are, and it's to keep everybody safe. Because the bottom line is we want people to come out here and enjoy the environment, enjoy the atmosphere.
Well, and I don't want to be on the news Friday night with somebody took a gun and carried a gun to a high school football game. There's no place for it. Right. I don't want our facilities to be destroyed. So, we got a lot to protect here, as well as other schools. Just be respectable of others. That's the big thing. But the big thing, I guess, too, is, and I want to say this on your show, a lot of the other people are, with me going out, this being my last year as far as doing what I call a hard 10 schedule broadcast, staying with you guys, and staying right with you all the way through it, what we are allowed to bring. The biggest thing is the schools are starting to get up to snuff. Interviews and working with other things, and I told Dr. Sullivan this is something I want. I'm glad to see that all the schools are trying real fast to get up to speed to have a broadcast not only for football but for all their events that they have, and gives you a chance to give the Riverdale brand, the Arrow Sports brand.
Exactly, and it's good for other students that just don't want to play sports but want to be involved somehow.
Yeah.
It gives them something to do and something to be a part of. We have a young man that works relentlessly helping us with the Jumbotron and just running the stadium. And Luke does phenomenal. He's a junior and he's got.
That's the part you're already worried about. When you get a goody, what are we going to do in 2 years?
Yeah, I don't want to lose.
You start right now. You're starting to scramble, and that person, because he's one diamond in the rough, that he does what he asks you to do, and that is the biggest problem you're going to run into. Is you're going to find somebody the fans love, the faculty loves, and they're just really a natural on the air. and then eventually they're going to be here for a short period, and then you're going to move on. They're going to move on, but that's part of it, the
Yeah.
growing and letting them get their
teaching,
chance. You don't
yeah.
want a teacher to do this.
No,
You want a kid to learn.
and teaching these young, that might be the profession the rest of their life. And
Absolutely.
we help start it. That's something special.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, right here Friday night, and I hope it's not raining Friday, or I sure as heck won't be here. But anyway, we hope it isn't. Friday night, right here at Tomahawk Stadium, home of the reservation. It'll be the Blackman Blaze and the Riverdale Warriors. That kickoff's at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Y'all be here.